Hi, I'm Sandra for Create in Spain, and today I'm using the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition software, the latest version 3.0.343, and I'd like to give you a bit of an overview on one of the new features of the software, which is the nesting setting. You find the nesting button up here on the right hand side, and we can open the nesting window. And at the moment, the only thing that's selected is Use Media and the Align Rotations and Padding buttons. I've not got any shapes in here yet for them to nest. So I'm just going to draw some random items in here. And some of them will overlap, some of them won't. But basically, I'm not taking any great care about where I put them. Now, the whole idea of the nesting feature is that it takes all your shapes and it sorts them into a pattern that takes the least possible area of material that you're cutting. Now, at the moment, it's set to use media. Now, what you can do is just set it to take the least area within your page, which is what the media setting is. But you can also select another shape for things to fit into. So, for example, if I then draw maybe something that size, that might be it. And I select it. And then I put set selected shape as boundary. That's quite difficult to say. And then that transforms that to a blue line. It's no longer a shape in its own right, it's a boundary. Down here we have the other buttons align, so you can align them in presumably straight lines or whatever if you want to. Rotations, that allows or disallows the objects to rotate to be put into the small space. And the padding, well, that's fairly obvious. That simply indicates the amount of space between the objects, and you can set it to a very low level like 1, or you can set it to a much higher level. The choice is yours. It may depend on what you want to do with them afterwards. So then we click on Nest. And look, isn't that magic? I love this. This is great. Now I'll show you what I mean with the padding. At the moment, if we zoom in on this area, there we go. They're all pretty close. You could just about get a blade between those, but they're pretty close. Now if I go to the padding and I increase the padding and then go to Nest, it puts a much bigger area there with 15. It puts a much bigger area in between them, and accordingly they have lined up differently. So that is basically how you use it. What use does it have? Well, obviously, if you're looking to save your paper or your card, it's going to help with that. The other function that it does have is, for example, if you want to divide your cutting mat up into different colours of media, you can then more easily manipulate your images to fit on a particular colour swatch. As a hint, a good way of setting it up so you can alter the media is to use your guidelines located in your rulers on the side. So for example, you could put a guideline here, drag one down from the top, and you could then actually put 4 different lots of media in and cut things in entirely different ways. I did go over that briefly in the cut settings video that I made. And there we go, that's it. If you do want to do this particular thing and use different medias on different areas of your board, one way of making sure that it's quite accurate is to measure the size of your pieces and then go to a rectangle tool and make a rectangle of the same size, and then to line it up with your crosshairs that you've put in here, or your guidelines I should say, they're not the crosshairs, and then you'll know exactly whether you have the right size paper or not to put in. And if you want to resize something specifically, this is the button you go to, the scale button, and you can select the width and the height of whatever object you've got selected. and then click apply. If you click the lock aspect on, it will do it in proportion to whatever shape you have. If you take that off, you can put in independent values and completely resize it. The choice is yours. Okay, hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.